What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. And yo, this Keke Palmer situation has gotten from bad to worse. I want to start by saying so many people go through this. So let's keep an open mind and an open heart. Like the video as the intro plays, because we have a lot to get into and it's not great.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make one.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I remember when Candy Hair used to look like this. I fly above. I fly above. I fly. No, that want you? No, I fly above.
Okay, guys. So if you don't know, this popped off last night. It hit the blogs, it hit the internet, it hit every major publication that Keke Palmer files for sole legal and physical custody of her son with Darius Jackson. And a lot of people were confused. And then TMZ released details of the restraining order, and that put a lot of this into perspective. They barely grazed the surface with some of the allegations that Keke has alleged in that restraining order. Before we get into the restraining order, I definitely want to say that I have seen a lot of people blaming Keke and saying, well, Keke's not innocent. It's important to say we don't know the details of everything, but for me personally, I did not need to see any stills or video clips of what he was doing to her. I believed her. And so many people are like, well, she dated beneath her rank in life. What does that mean? I think anybody, you, me, whomever, we're going to date the people who we want to date. We're going to be with the people we want to date. Oh, she doesn't have a ring, but she got knocked up by this man. How many people have babies out of wedlock? She got with who she wanted to, period. Was he the right person? No, but we cannot say that Keke, who is the victim in this situation, is wrong because she dated beneath her rank in life. Rihanna dated with someone who was equivalent to her in the music industry at the time, and look at what happened there. There are so many people who dated and did whatever with the Weinsteins and the Epsteins. Epstein is like a billionaire. Good. Yeah, I see you're in the comments. Tina Turner. So we have to be very cognizant when we're saying and doing things like that, because we can't blame a victim. And now that we have seen the steals from what he did to her in her house while breaking into her house, I hope that that puts some of these things into perspective as we review these documents. I feel like I have a better understanding now after reading this as to why Keke actually did it. And I think that it was for her son. I honestly do think that her son played a major role in this, because you have to list, especially when you're, looking for custody, why? Has a history of abusing me, taking away or hiding our children from me, threatening to take away or hide our children from me, and not cooperating with me in parenting. So with that being said, when you see him then post things like this, I love you, son, see you soon, it's taunting the victim. He has used the child to get at Keke, and now he's taunting her in a public way. I love you, son. See you soon. I just wanted to put some of those things into perspective as we go over this, because this is pretty deep. Guys, definitely please hit the like button, share this. So many people go through DV, and so many people don't come forward before they are unalived. So in this situation with Keke and any other person who decides to move forward with their life and put their safety first, we should really be applauding them. Yeah, Natasha, he's trying to manipulate social media and trying to use the sun. Let's start. It says declaration. I am the petitioner within the matter. I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein, and if called upon, I could and would testify completely thereto. Okay, guys. Oh, what's up, Brian? I see you in here. Respondent Darius Jackson and I were previously in a dating relationship, which started in June of 2021 and finally ended for good in and around October of this year, primarily due to the physical and emotional abuse inflicted on me by Darius throughout our relationship, which is detailed further herein and will be further testified at the time of trial. We are the parents of 8-month-old baby boy Leotis, born February 25th, 2023. It is because of our son Leo that I was finally able to end my relationship with Darius once and for all and escape the abuse. Leo is the most important thing in the entire world to me. He needs and deserves to be safe and grow up in an environment free from violence. Most recent abuse. On Sunday, November 5th, Darius trespassed into my home, physically attacked me, knocked me over my couch, and pinned me down, and stole my phone after I threatened to call the police. This was all caught on home surveillance video. Unfortunately, ending the relationship with Darius has not ended his abuse. If anything, he is even more unhinged, volatile, and dangerous to both me and our son. This past Sunday, November 5th, 2023, Darius trespassed into my home uninvited, without my knowledge or consent, and physically attacked me. Shortly before 11 a.m., I was in my home talking on the phone with my mother when I was startled to suddenly see Darius burst through my bedroom door. We do not live together, and I did not invite him into my home. When he entered my bedroom, he was filming me with his iPhone and said, "I heard all I needed to hear." He demanded to see Leo. I asked him to leave. He acted as though he was leaving, so I followed him downstairs to ensure that was occurring. However, instead of leaving, Darius sat down in a chair in my living room. After continuing to try to convince him to leave, I moved around the couch to put some distance and furniture between us, as I was barely dressed and afraid of him. Darius kept repeating that he was there to take Leo, an 8-month-old baby who was being breastfed, to watch a football game. I explained that I did not agree that Leo should go to the football game, that we had no confirmed agreement or plans that he do so, and that Leo was not even at home. My sister L'Oreal had taken him to her former husband Frank's house to spend time with family. I asked Darius again to leave. My mother was telling him through the phone that he was trespassing, and I told him again that if he did not leave, I was going to call the police. You have somebody who is known to be physically violent just popping up at your house. Put yourself in her shoes. I tried to remain calm, but as I was being asked, I tried to remain calm, but as I was again asking him to leave, he stood up from the chair, walked towards me, and made sure there was no furniture between us. He was yelling, leaning into me, getting into my face. At that point, he lunged at me, grabbing at my neck and face, knocked me backwards over the couch, stole my phone out of my hands, and then ran out of the house. This is crazy. Thank you for the super chat, Honey Love. Good morning, Mims. On the photos of him hitting her, I thought I seen a little girl in the corner watching. Am I tripping? No, I don't believe that there was a child present. Or at least that's not what this details. Thank you for the super chat. This one is kind of deep, guys. This was all captured by my home security cameras, which will be played for the court at the time of the hearing. True and correct copies of screenshots from this video of him knocking me over and stealing my phone before running out of the house are attached here too and marked as Exhibit A. After Darius ran out of my house, he hurried into his car and attempted to drive away. I had blocked his exit with the recycling and garbage cans to keep him from driving away with my phone. Remember, guys, he came in and snatched her phone, and he nearly hit me with his car. This is your child's mother. It was only when my sister came out and there was another witness that Darius indicated he had thrown my phone into the bushes further back in the cul-de-sac and got out of the car to retrieve my phone. This was also captured on the exterior cameras at my home and will be played for the court at the time of trial. Both my mother, Sharon Palmer, and my sister, Laurencia Palmer, who was upstairs in my home and came running down to help me after she heard me screaming. Wow. So I think Keke's house is like 3 levels. I think so. Maybe she was on the phone with her mom at the top level, and this is crazy. The police were called and arrived before Darius left. After interviewing me, my sister, and Darius, they made him leave and warned him not to come back. They also encouraged me to file for a domestic violence restraining order. I have requested a copy of the full police report, but do not have it at the time of this filing. Previous abuse. Oh, guys, we got like almost 700 in the chat. Definitely, please hit the like button. On February 13th, 2022, Darius choked me and body slammed me onto the stairs in my home after becoming violently jealous and irrationally angry over a bikini picture. This was also caught on home surveillance video. The incident this past Sunday was not the first or even the second time Darius was physically abusive with me. It has happened multiple times throughout our relationship. Another time when it was caught on my home security camera was on February 13th, 2022 at around 6:30 a.m. The night before, Darius became enraged because I had shared a bikini photo of my workout results while we were attending a friend's party, except that I did not share this photo with anyone but him. I simply showed it to him on my phone as I was proud of what I had accomplished. On the drive home, I was worried that we would get into an accident because of how angry he was. Darius spent the rest of the night yelling at me, not letting me sleep so he could yell at me. In the bedroom, he slammed me on the floor and slapped my head from side to side. The next morning, guys, hold on. The next morning, he was standing at the bottom of the stairs near the front door, screaming at me as I was coming down the stairs. When I was almost at the bottom of the stairs, he grabbed me around the neck and body slammed me back onto the stairs. Again, this was captured by my home security system, and the full video will be played for the court at the time of the hearing. True and correct copies of screenshots from this video showing him grabbing me around the throat and body slamming me down onto the stairs are attached. To think that I've actually seen comments, because I've been going through the comment section and people are literally victim blaming her, saying that, well, you ended up getting pregnant by him after you knew that he was already violent. Right. You never know what somebody else is going through behind closed doors. And Keke is one of those celebrities who's kind of like effervescent. When you see her, you kind of feel like you know her. She's relatable. She's likable. She's lighthearted. She's funny. She's beautiful. you never know that people could be suffering in silence. But we saw glimpses of this when he chose to use her son and her being a mother to get back at her in the public eye. The abuse during our relationship was not just physical, but emotional and manipulative. Darius would love bomb me and make me feel like I was the most important woman in the world, only to get extremely distant and cold over a perceived insult to him. If we were important, we talked about this last night, the love bombing aspect, where they make you feel like they have your back 100%. They love you. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You are the best thing walking. That's how they get into your mind. They start with all of this love, all of this, emotional support. And then once they feel like they have you, then they want to denigrate you. Then they want to make you feel lower than dirt, to make sure that you think that they are the only person who can love you like that. It's a cycle. And it's premeditated. And it's predatory. Okay. Let's before we continue here, let's take a little trip down memory lane. Do you guys remember this? When he gets you pregnant, presses you to terminate the pregnancy, and 3 weeks later is booed up with Keke Palmer. This was the woman who was dating and pregnant by Darius prior to Keke and him going public. So he probably love bombed her. And then convinced her, once he had gotten with Keke, who has all the money in the world, he technically was just I don't know what he was. They say personal trainer, but we don't know what he did prior to, other than being a second-rate actor's brother who was going to Hollywood parties and just stumbled on Keke Palmer. What video? The video I just showed you. The video. This was who he dated right before Keke, and she alleged that he required her to unalive or terminate the pregnancy, only later to find out that it was so that he could also date Keke Palmer without a scandal. This is who this man is, allegedly. If we were at a party or event and I spoke with one person too long or looked at someone a certain way, he would storm off in a rage, telling me that I was a slut and a whore, accuse me of cheating on him, and that I did not love him. Darius had a way of gaslighting me to make me feel like I was doing something wrong, even though I wasn't. Darius also physically destroyed things that were important to me to punish me. For example, Darius not only read my private journals without my consent, he then destroyed them. I had been keeping these journals since I was 12 years old, and they were irreplaceable. For somebody like Keke, who's had a life like Keke's, those journals would probably be turned into a biopic. And he knows that. You have a child star who beat the odds of child stars and is relevant and popping today and beloved today. Y'all know those things would have been used in a biopic. He probably doesn't have things like that. So it's very easy for him to destroy it, to keep her feeling weak or insignificant, or make her feel like she doesn't have a history without him. This is some scary stuff, y'all. One evening on around April 21st, 2022, Darius and I were in Santa Barbara. We went out to dinner at a ramen restaurant, and Darius became convinced that I was flirting with a girl at the restaurant. I denied it, tried to soothe him, and suggested we leave. But he became more and more angry on our way back to the hotel and demanded we leave to head back to Los Angeles. So let me think. Keke had her baby in February. So was this the very beginning of her pregnancy? We got back to the hotel, and Darius still insisted on leaving, so I packed my bags. We had taken separate cars to Santa Barbara, so we were leaving separately. When I was getting into my car, Darius grabbed my prescription eyeglasses away from me, threw them on the ground, and stomped on them. He then opened my bag, threw all of my belongings onto the pavement in the rain, and threw my car keys across the parking lot before he got into his own car and drove off. He wants to make her feel small. So you were at a restaurant with your girlfriend and you're jealous of her talking to another girl? If you had it like that, then you wouldn't have to try so hard to make her feel small to keep her. You're even insecure about women. So what does that mean for somebody like Keke, who knows everybody in the industry and has to consistently go out and network and secure jobs to pay for the home that you were living in and pay for the child that you can't pay for? You can't even talk to girls. I had to put my glasses back together as best I could so that I could see to drive, pick up my now wet and dirty clothes and other belongings, and rummage in the bushes across the parking lot to find my car keys before I could leave. Imagine if TMZ saw that. Our relationship continued to be tumultuous, even after our son was born. The ongoing abuse was witnessed by my friends and family, including but not limited to my mother, Sharon Palmer, my father, Larry Palmer, my sisters, L'Oreal and Laurencia Palmer, and my friends, Lenoria Addison and Chelsea Sanders. So last night I did a live where a lot of people came up and, talked about their personal experiences, how they felt about Keke and any domestic issues that they had or experienced. And someone asked the question, well, where was her father? Now we know that her father did witness some level of abuse. But again, her father, her mother, her sisters, her friends, nobody can take somebody out of this situation until they are ready to leave. You can want the best, but it was up to Keke to finally decide that enough was enough. And that is what she did. And that is what we should be applauding. We have over 1,100 people in chat. Definitely, please hit the like button, share this. These kind of stories need to go out because as relatable as Keke is a Hollywood star. And what it shows you is you never really know what is going on behind closed doors and what trials, tribulations, trauma somebody might be going through. So definitely, if you know something, if you see something, say something. And her story will probably help other people going through this move on and get away from the abuse. Darius and I attempted couples therapy, and for a time, things would get better, but then they would get bad again. So much of Darius' abuse towards me throughout a relationship was based on his insecurity and jealousy that I became extremely concerned when Darius started to express jealousy about the time I was spending with our son. So you're questioning her motherhood, but now you're getting insecure because she has shifted her attention to your child, whom she is breastfeeding? Okay. Darius said very disturbing things to me that caused for me to fear for our son's safety with him, including how he understood why male animals in the wild want to eat their children. And a man's love for his child is based on if he loves the woman. What would a new mom who has been through abuse be thinking as she hears her baby daddy say, and I quote, "I understand why male animals in the wild want to eat their children." What do you do in this situation? My heart like literally breaks for Keke. That's bad. But then to hear a man's love for his child is based on if he loves the woman. So what does that mean? If you and I don't work out, my child's not going to have a daddy? If you don't love me, you don't love your son? That's some crazy shit, y'all. Given Darius's uncontrolled, violent outburst in the past, whenever he became jealous, I became seriously concerned he would hurt our son, even if it was just to hurt me. Darius has also gotten into the appalling habit of when he is angry at me, saying disgusting things to our son. Darius will be holding our 8-month-old son and saying to him, "Your mama is a WHORE, a see you next Tuesday, a liar, and no one wants her." I know Leo is still young to understand these words, but the fact that Darius would spew such vile language at a baby is very concerning to me. Let me see. Brandon Martin, thank you so much for the super chat, Brandon. Good morning, Mims. F. Darius. He saw vulnerability in Keke. Instead of protecting her, he decided to take advantage of her. He exhibits predatory sociopath behavior. I don't disagree with you. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going to leave that one up. On September 26, 2023, I was concerned for Leo's safety after Darius became frustrated with him when Leo was crying while Darius changed his diaper. Darius started getting rough with Leo physically, and I stepped in to make sure Darius would not hurt him. Darius was angry, and it almost became a tug of war with Leo. Can you imagine? This it's like a 7-month-old baby. Darius finally let go, and Leo was not harmed, but I was holding Leo trying to comfort him and finish changing his diaper. Darius hit me in the head before storming out of the room. I am making this request for protective orders without providing notice to Darius. I am afraid for my safety and the safety of our child given Darius's erratic, unpredictable, and abusive behavior, including entering my house without my knowledge or permission and physically accosting me. I am fearful of what retaliatory actions Darius may take against me, including harming or taking away our son, if I give notice of my request for protection. I am asking the court order for a domestic violence restraining order, including custody orders, protecting me and our son, Leo, from further harm. You never know what the next person is going through. You never know. Because you see Keke and she's so happy. And you see her with the baby. I wanted to share this with you because this is really at the heart of this. This is why Keke left. Let me take this comment off. The baby is adorable. Keke is clearly in love with her son. And you can see it in things like this.
Popcorn, popcorn. Yes, 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 yes. Ice cream so good. Popcorn, popcorn. Popcorn, popcorn. Yes, 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 yes. Ice cream so good.
A happy mother in love with the son, and the father hates it. She can't talk to men. She can't talk to women. She doesn't even want her around the son. I wouldn't be surprised if later on we start hearing things like he was trying to potentially take her away or cause rifts in the relationship with her family, because Keke is very close, especially to her mom. Very, very, very close to her mom. Let's move on. I want to give you guys an update here. Keke Palmer granted sole custody of 8-month-old son and restraining order against ex-boyfriend Darius Jackson. Keke Palmer's ex-boyfriend has been ordered to stay 100 yards away from the actress and their 8-month-old son. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge granted Palmer's motion for a temporary restraining order. In addition, Palmer will have sole custody of their child until further notice. The order said Jackson is not allowed visitation with his son for the time being. So if you are just getting here, I showed you guys this at the beginning to kind of set the stage. If Keke has been concerned that her son's safety is at risk, and he has used the son to say, I'm going to take Leo from you, and he comes into her house without her permission to take her son, and has been physically abusive with her and aggressive with the son, this is taunting the victim. He posted this yesterday. I told you. He posted this yesterday as a tactic to further scare Keke. What more do you need to do to her? You put your hands on her. You have physically accosted her. She's scared of you. You're threatening to take her child. And now you're in the media, which technically his Twitter is considered the media because he's speaking to the media through Twitter. This is what this was. This was an attempt to, again, scare Keke and using her motherhood and her son to do it. A lot of people gave Keke a lot of flack for this video. And now that we've kind of heard what Keke has been going through, I want you guys to look at this video with different eyes. You have a man who basically, in my opinion, this one's kind of a hard one, guys. He has taken her at her most vulnerable, which is her motherhood and being a new first-time mother, and threatened to unalive himself. I think that unaliving himself, she was probably scared for her son not to have a father, or did not want to be, because he's telling her that this is her fault. And if he does it, then, this will be on her. She has the world on her shoulders. So she does this video. I'm sure now this video was to appease him.
Thank you for taking me out of my birthday, as always. I know I say it's not always my birthday, but you always do take me out. But I just thank you for making it special for my birthday. That's so sweet.
To put this video into context, this was after we had kind of seen what we needed to see. We had seen all of what we needed to see from Darius at this point. This was Keke's way of trying to endear us to him. We don't know what this man was doing or saying to her behind the scenes. We have no idea. Some of us have idea on what it's like to be in a domestic violence relationship, but if he's jealous and hateful and insecure, I can only imagine what he did to make her make this video and to spend this time with him.
Took you out on your birthday for your birthday, and that's why we're out here on your birthday and having drinks on your birthday.
I know that you're starting to get it. It's birthday, my birthday.
Corny as hell. He's so corny.
Birthday. So tell them all the shit you was talking about Virgos, so they can eat your ass.
Oh, okay. So let me go ahead and say one thing straight up about Virgos. The Virgos don't believe the hype. They are one of the biggest spokesperson for themselves. Don't believe the hype, but you are really into the Virgo though. So what are you talking about? It's because my mom's a Virgo, my brother's a Virgo, my best friend's a Virgo, my grandma's a Virgo. My partner in crime's a Virgo, so it's just like, yeah, I'm surrounded by Virgos.
So you're obsessed with Virgos. So what did you trying to?
I was born into it, which means I've studied it.
You're obsessed with Virgos, and that's okay.
You know what else you were born into? I already showed you that he asked this woman to terminate her pregnancy. The brother was doing the same thing. That's why I call him yuck mouth, over underbite. Y'all know over underbite. Let me show you. Y'all remember this over underbite when he actually had a job, his first job that I've known outside of like a Tubi movie. He got his co-star from Insecure pregnant. Come to find out, he had a full-on girlfriend who found out about it, who says not everyone seemed to be thrilled with the situation. Kaylin Zahara, who claimed to be the woman who was dating Jackson, wrote on social media that she learned about the baby online with the rest of the world. Listen, ladies, to your intuition. These dudes will be in your crib, eating your food and laying up with you, taking you on dates, etc., but got kids on the way without you knowing. These insecure men can never keep it 100. Congrats, though. A few hours later, Zahara followed up saying she and Jackson had cleared the air. Sounds very familiar. Sounds very familiar to what Keke went through. Love bombed her until he got with somebody who he thought was on network television and could use it. So he was eating her food, living with her. So when Keke's baby daddy is saying, you know, all of the similarities that he has to his father and dad, I wanted you guys to be aware of some of the similarities because none of it seems positive.
Hey, and, you know.
So that being said, okay, I'm gonna let y'all know. Now. I'm gonna let y'all know now how much Virgos. Thank you. See, Lexi says Brandon, Team Aquarius, because Brandon knows my son's godfather. Thank you so much. Brandon.
Yeah, but nobody's talking. It's not Aquarius. It's time. Let's cut the press. It's not Aquarius. It's time. Get into the Virgos and admit that Virgos are the ones. You. It's already too late. Virgo already has you hooked. So just admit it. Why are you trying to lie for years?
Guys, I wanted to bring this to you. We've kind of seen this was dropping last night where Serrana said the most disgusting, vile, abusive, manipulative person I've ever encountered in my entire life. Abuses almost everyone. Y'all will see. Just send positive energy to the babies. Any child in the middle of something like this does not deserve it at all. Wow, so damn sad. Now that we have all seen the video footage of what your brother did, shouldn't you be telling him that? Are you going to issue an apology? Because the full video is out there and we're not seeing where Keke was actually fighting back. This was not a two-way street of domestic violence. This was your brother being crazy, who has probably learned a lot of attributes from your toxic ass beating on his baby mama again. And she was protecting him and probably would have protected him until she feared for her own child's safety. Let's see. Hey, Mims, do you think the Usher concert was our first glimpse into him trying to degrade her? I thank you for the super chat. I think that was probably our first sign that something was off. Our first sign that he was insecure about who Keke was and who he's not. That's what I got from it when I covered it. And it's very weird. You, like the woman said, you're eating her food, sleeping in her house, but you're trying to mess with her bank. You don't have any money. So what would you like? You want Keke to be poor like you? I don't know, the man's poor. Well, let's just say he does not have what Keke has. And I don't technically know of any, job that he has. So, and after this, if he is a personal trainer, I'm pretty sure that will end. Maybe the only people who will go and check him out will be people from the manosphere. But thank you for the super chat. We got over 1,600 in the chat. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We're actually about 700 people away from 75,000 subscribers. So we are definitely a family over here. We talk about things like this. People come up and share their own experiences with domestic violence. I will definitely link the video from last night to this video where people came up and really gave their own testimonies of what they'd been through, things that they experienced similar to Keke's. I kind of low-key want that whole situation. I want Keke to be granted a permanent restraining order. We'll know in December because that's when the trial actually happens, or the hearing, I should say, actually happens. But for the time being, Keke's safe. Keke has enough money to hire a security detail. I think Keke's going to be all right. And I want to say that I am super proud of her for actually being strong enough to leave, because a lot of people don't leave. and a lot of people don't make it out of situations like this. So I'm going to see you guys later. I guess October was Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'm going to see you guys later. I'll keep you posted. You guys have a good day. And remember, if you're in a situation like this, get out. It may seem hard. It may seem, like an unsurmountable cause, but get out. I'm going to see you guys later. Have a good day. Like and subscribe.